All right, you guys get settled here. We'll have questions. Get a microphone to you right in the back row on the right. We'll get started.
Tim Sullivan, Louisville Courier-Journal. For both players, from a distance, it would appear that Kansas has better success with veteran teams than one-and-dones. Do you think that's true? And if so, what are the reasons?
Jamari, then Devontae, please.
I just feel from this team, we just got guys that are hungry, and we know how it feels to take losses, and we just a little bit more focused. And that's probably about it. We just got a little bit more experience being out here, and we just know how it feels to go out there. And when you take a loss, it sits in the back of your mind, and you want to do anything you can to make sure it don't happen again.
I think what he said kind of, answers the question perfectly. Older guys have that mentality. They've been here before, and they don't like that feeling of losing. So, they kind of put that heart out on the line more than a one-and-done kid would. And I think the guys are just hungrier.
Questions for the Jayhawks right here in the second to last row, left.
Hi, guys. Janine Edwards, ESPN. We see a lot of different styles, coaching styles. We've got Mark Turgeon, who takes his players' cell phones away at night, and we've got Jim Larrañaga, who's having his Miami team playing baseball last night. How would you describe Coach Self and his approach with you guys and his philosophy and what he's like to be around?
We'll go Devontae, then Jamari.
I think this year especially, he's been letting us be more free, putting a lot of responsibility on us, treating us like adults. He's giving us that freedom, but we can't abuse it. He's allowing us to do things, whatever we want to do, especially on the court, playing free and however we want to. So he just expects us to be adults and treat us like that. So
Same. I don't know. Same as him.
and we went to the Kentucky Derby yesterday and visited that, which was nice for us. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. It was a great experience. You just get to see historic stuff like that, so it was nice.
Jonathan Littner with the Courier-Journal here in Louisville. I was going to ask you guys about going to Churchill Downs. For either of you all, have you watched the Kentucky Derby before, or did you know much about it?
Me, myself, I didn't follow. I'm not big on horse racing, but it was still a good experience to go out there and see some of the tradition and just be a part of something like that. I know it's big, especially here. So it was good to go out there and learn a little bit about it.
Devontae?
Yeah, same. I'm not a big horse racing guy, but you hear about it all the time. I've never actually watched one, but being out there, it was a great experience.
Questions for the Jayhawks? Back here.
Did you meet any horses? Did you see any horses up close, or were you just in the building? Were you in the museum?
We were just there. There weren't any horses there, unfortunately.
Will you watch the Derby this year because of that?
I might. Depends on what I'm doing.
On the far right side here.
That's for both Devontae and Jamari. I wonder if you mentioned this, Devontae, in the Big 12 tournament, that Coach Self's ability to sort of play mind games with you guys, and whether it's psychological or inspirational. I just wonder if you could describe a little bit of how he works with you in terms of trying to keep you motivated one way or another.
Devontae?
It's hard to explain, the mind games that he does, but last year as a freshman, he would do it. He does it to the freshmen a lot. You don't understand it as a freshman, but like me, Mari, Frank, Wayne, we understand what he's trying to imply. Sometimes it's kind of hard to explain. I don't even know how to explain it.
Same.
Could you please expand on that? No, I'm just kidding.
I think I can give you an example of one. It's practice, and I probably mess up or something, and he'd say something to push my buttons, and I'll go harder, and then he say, "Hey, so you think you went harder now that I got onto you?" And then if your answer is like, yeah, he said, so why should I have to get onto you to go hard? You should go like that all the time. So that's an example of something that he might do to play a mind game with you.
Any more questions for the Jayhawks? Not well, okay. Tim in the back on the right.
Following up on the experience angle, what kinds of things can a coach ask of a veteran team that he can't ask if it's a lot of freshmen? What do you understand that maybe younger players don't, for both players?
Jamari, then Devontae.
I guess just to be more focused and more accountable. We know what a coach expects from us a little bit more. We've been put under pressure situations before, and we just ready. So I guess that's the difference, I guess.
Maturity is definitely another thing that a freshman wouldn't have as much as a junior or somebody like that if they're in a situation, you know, talking trash situations and stuff like that, just to be mature about the whole thing. That's another example.
Right here on the left.
Gary Graves, excuse me, Associated Press. For Jamari in particular, I guess, what does it mean to be in the Sweet 16 after, I guess it's been, 3 years now since you've been there, and how are you appreciating this experience?
It's just a great feeling to be able to get back here. These last couple of years, we've been bounced a little bit early, and it's definitely left a bad taste in our mouth. As a team, we just more focused. Every possession matters. We just more in tune. I guess more of a tight-knit group, and that's pretty much it. We just living in the moment, and we know any day could be our last day playing. So it's just everything's more magnified.
A question here on the left side.
Whitney Harding, WHAS here in Louisville. Devontae, the second half of the Big 12 schedule, I mean, you guys really hit a stride. A lot of that, you stepping up, becoming more of a leader. When did that kind of role, when did you really accept that role, and how did it help the team?
We had a meeting with Coach, for the starters, me, Frank, Wayne, and Perry, because we didn't really know who our fifth spot would be. It kept shifting back and forth between guys, and Coach just came up and was talking to us about how we all needed to lead in our own way. We were looking for a leader. We didn't have a leader early in the season, but we were trying to pick out one leader, which wasn't working for us, you know, because not one person can really lead this team, and we do a good job of having multiple leaders just do their lead in their own ways, and I think that meeting really kind of helped me after that.
Okay.
Greg Mengelt, CNHI. Is there anything in particular about Maryland that's concerning to you? Either one.
They're a great group, 1 through 5. They can score the ball. They do a great job with their guards of getting shots. Melo's pretty good coming off a ball screen, so we gotta shrink the floor and help out on him, and we just gotta make it tough on them to score. We just gotta play physical, and that's what's got us here, and we just gotta continue to do that.
Devontae, anything else?
I think what he said with the ball screen, we just gotta, shrink the floor, especially when he's coming off ball screens, because he's good at getting in the paint and finishing and dropping it off to his big man. So ball screen defense definitely be a big part of the game for us.
Time for one more. We're good? Oh, Janine.
Thank you. Devontae, you had said after your game the other night that Perry, who doesn't get a lot of fanfare, you called him the key to your team. Tell us some of the things that he does that don't show up on the stat sheet. What's it like being out there on the floor with him?
One thing, I mean, he just stretches the defense. When he's at the 4, especially, you gotta respect his 3-point shot. So it kind of keeps the big guy out of the paint, which causes driving lanes for me, Frank, and Wayne. And we do a good job of kind of exploiting that and getting into the lane and trying to make plays for each other. So I think that's one of the biggest things that he does that goes unnoticed.
Anything else? Nothing else? We're going to let these guys go. Thanks for your time. Good luck. Kansas locker room is open until 3. Coach Self's on his way down. Okay, as we welcome Coach into the interview room, please raise your hands if you have questions. We're going to lead it off with an opening statement from the coach, if he doesn't mind. Welcome to Louisville.
Well, we're excited to be in Louisville, and Louisville, I guess, is the correct way to pronounce it. But certainly our team is excited to be here, and I haven't had a chance to see the inside of the building yet, but I'm really excited to get out there and see the Yum Center, and really grateful for the opportunity, and certainly looking forward to playing a terrific Maryland team tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach. Start over on the right side.
Coach, Jim Womble, ESPN Louisville. Can you talk about what Louisville is as a host city, and what do you think of the city overall?
Well, I haven't been here that often. We played here when I was in college, and then I coached here when I was assistant at Okie State. And I've been to the Derby a couple of times, and so that's about been my only experiences here in the city. But people here are nice, very friendly, and certainly the convenience of having the hotels and everything right here close to the Yum Center, I think, is great. And last night we were able to take our guys to Churchill Downs for dinner, so that was a special deal for our fellas too. So. I think, as long as we play well, I think I'll really, really, really enjoy this place.
Yeah, let's go to the middle aisle here on the right.
Coach Chick Hernandez, Comcast Sportsnet NBC. I know you played against Mark Turgeon in college. You also coached him. What are your recollections of him as a player, and what do you know you're going to get from a Mark Turgeon coach team?
Well, Turge was a good player. He wasn't very big, but he got about all the talent he had out of that 5'10", 160-pound frame he possibly could. I did play against Turge a couple of years. Our program wasn't quite at the elite level that Kansas's was, so he definitely won a couple more than we did when I played. But had a chance to coach against him, when he was at A&M, and his teams are sound. He's very clever in how they use their personnel. Sometimes it looks the same, but it could just be a different angle or something like that makes it hard to scout and hard to guard. And they're always sound. So I think Turge is a terrific coach. I think he's an elite coach, and certainly he's got Maryland playing extremely, extremely well, and their team is very, very talented. I've said this before because it's happened with one of my teams before, but when you're ranked in the top 5, for a good portion of a season, at least multiple weeks, that means you have shown everybody that you can play to a number 1 seed level. And I think we're catching a team that even though they're seeded 5th, our guys understand they can play to a 1 seed. So this is really a hard matchup because we really think a lot of their team.
Let's go back row on the right, then we'll come left and then go right.
Tim Sullivan, Courier-Journal, Louisville. Two-part question. You've coached various rosters, young veterans. What's the main difference, and do you think that last year when we had 2 freshman-dominated teams in the Final Four that was an anomaly, or we're going to see more of it?
Well, second first, I think that we'll see it again. I think, a lot of it just depends on good fortune. There's going to be recruiting classes out there that a university is going to get, 3 of the top 10 or 3 of the top 15 players in America, so-called. to their respective school. The way kids are picking schools now, a lot of them want to go with buddies. I mean, so that could happen again. Now, the way it happened last year to have a couple of schools that everything fit perfectly with young kids, I don't think that's the rule. I think that's more the exception. But it will happen again. And there's going to be lightning in a bottle again, and because some of these young players are so talented. But certainly for me personally, because I've been on both ends, I'm not sure that there is an exact formula that works better than others. I think talent still prevails more times than not, but something about experience and having guys that have really invested into the program, I think lends itself to having guys prepare on a daily basis because they know this is what it is for them, whereas a lot of time the one-and-done kids know that, hey, this is just a short stop before they move on to the professional level. So, I mean, give me the best players. That would be my philosophy. But certainly, a team like ours right now, that you have one senior, but you have a bunch of vets that play a ton, I think is maybe the most enjoyable way to do it.
Coach, I'm going over on the left side.
Kevin Haskin, Topeka Capital Journal. Hey, Bill. Just wondering how Frank's doing physically. Is it something you even worry about with his toughness? And also if you can just kind of evaluate the point guard matchup in this one?
Well, I've said this before. Frank's a little bit like Jim Brown when he gets tackled. It takes him forever to get back to the huddle. So I think Frank's fine. I think his health is fine. I think he's had the nagging things that obviously bother anybody. I mean, does his hip hurt? A little bit. Does his foot hurt? A little bit, but not to the point where I think he'll be less than 100% when the adrenaline gets flowing. And he's going to have to be 100% because the point guard matchup is there's a lot of great matchups in this game on paper, but certainly, can Frank do a good job on Melo? And because when Melo's, on top of his game and when he's in attack mode and he's playing with ease, he's as good as any guard in the country. So Frank's it is going to be a great matchup for Frank, but it'll also be a great matchup for Melo too because they both have to guard each other. It's just not a one-way street.
Far right side.
Jerry Ahern, USA Today Sports. Bill, what's been the biggest difference in the way Wayne has played this season, and particularly in the tournament?
I think that Wayne, in his first 2 years, settled too much. I think that he did not play to his body or his athletic ability as often as what he can. And because I think Wayne can have great possessions and impact possessions even when he's not shooting the ball, and I think he's doing that more. He's getting to the free throw line a lot more, and he's driving it more and not playing to just the perimeter shot. So at least for the most part this year, that's been the case. And I think in the tournament, Wayne's one of these guys that can give your team a lot of confidence because he can make some plays that nobody else on our team can make. So he's kind of like a physical leader for us. And he's a guy that's got a little bit of size and got a quick release so he can maybe get a shot off that maybe some other guys can't do when you run bad offense. And so it's real important that he stay aggressive and he play well from this point forward because, from this point forward, everybody's going to guard. And what happens is you got to make open shots, but you need to be able to make some tough shots. And he's a guy that can make tough shots for us.
Stay over on the right.
Bill, Greg Eklund, this is for Kansas Public Radio. The market of Louisville has had the number one top TV rankings for college basketball, which leads some to say that this is the mecca for college basketball. How would you make the case for Kansas and Kansas City being the college basketball mecca?
Well, I think, obviously, in the Bluegrass State, everyone loves ball. I mean, that goes without saying. And I can't speak to television ratings because I have no idea. But I will say that when you stop and think about, obviously us being 30 miles away, Missouri being, a couple hours away, K-State being a couple hours away, Wichita being 3 hours away, and then you look at college basketball experience being there, the Hall of Fame, and then you look at NAIA national tournament being there, and all all the NCAA tournaments that have been played in Kansas City at Municipal Auditorium or whatever. I think that you know, when you add up all the history, I think that you could make a case that Kansas City area is probably about as knowledgeable and historic a place that our game has seen. You could say the same thing about Philadelphia, obviously, but you know, Kentucky, unbelievable history, tradition, and all these things. But when the inventor of the game is your first coach, I think it definitely gives you a leg up on some folks when you start talking about history.
Left side now, then we'll hit the right middle.
Hi, Coach. Janine Edwards, ESPN, over here.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
You said that you might be a tiny bit looser this year and that you think that the personality of your team sometimes rubs off on the coach. So I'm just curious, in what ways have these players rubbed off on you? How have they rubbed off on you?
I do believe that. You know, they say that the team can take on the personality of the coach, but I think a lot of times the coach can take on the personality of the team if you trust them, if you enjoy being around them all the time, not just on the court but off the court. If they can give you grief and you can give it back to them and in fun ways. And I do believe that this team has rubbed off on me because I don't care what a coach says. It's hard to be real loose if your team isn't competing hard or not trying hard and not playing well. I mean, you want to encourage them and give them do-better talks to do better. But sometimes these guys police themselves, and I've really. I mean, we've had a ton of one and dones, and we've had number one picks and a lot of lottery picks. But I've enjoyed coaching them all. But I don't know if I've enjoyed coaching a collective group more than what I have this year, just because it's fun for them. I mean, we're not my guys don't get near the credit they deserve for being as good of players as they are and NBA prospects, but at least that's my opinion. But the bottom line is they enjoy that underdog role. They're recruited to our place with the same expectations that Wiggins and Embiid were recruited to our place, and so when people don't talk about them, that gives them a chip. And I just love teams that operate that way, but still yet they like each other and they basically, you know, there's one stat that matters, and that's wins and L's, wins and losses, and not individual performances. And they've just been so much fun to be around.
Right side middle.
Chris Lazarino with Kansas Alumni. Coach Turgeon commented that he heard from Coach Brown this week, and you guys both coached under Coach Brown, and he played for him. Could you just talk about briefly the influence that Coach Brown has on young basketball talent to help them develop into elite level coaches?
Well, Turge and Coach are close, and they should be. You know, he recruited him, he played for him, but I would bet that Coach is not real comfortable talking to me or Turge about the other team. I would bet that. But you know, when you're a young player, a young coach, you think you know more than what you do, but you realize you don't know anything when you get around Coach Brown. So the fact that you can be around a guy like him early in your career, and he can influence your rest of your life, because you could learn, 70% of what you're going to learn in that first year or two, just because you don't know anything, and he's a wealth of knowledge. And so I think that he would have great impact on anybody that he touches when they're at a young age, especially because we all had so much to learn, and he was such a wealth of knowledge. He gave it to us, and he didn't hide it from us, and he shared it. And I think that, I guarantee Turge still does the same drills he did with Coach back in the day. And I don't know if there's more of a sign of a respect that a coach could give another coach than actually believing in things that he learned 30 years ago.
Coach, last question in the back right corner.
Coach Bills, C.L. Brown with ESPN.com. You kind of just alluded to players kind of developing maybe a chip on their shoulder. How would you say that Cheick Diallo has kind of handled, he came in, there were a lot of outside expectations of what he would be. How do you feel like he's handled maybe not living up to those outside expectations?
You know what, Cheick is, and this isn't coach speak, he's as good a kid as we've had. He's been great. He tries hard every day, works as hard as anybody in our program. The bottom line with Shaq, and this is not a knock to him at all. It's just that we've had some other guys probably perform better with the other players on the court than what he was doing at the time, and then we got on a roll, and he's kind of been the odd man out. So just to be very candid, but Shaq will get the last laugh on everybody, and I think he knows that. I think he knows he's young in the game and he's got a lot to learn, but certainly his enthusiasm and his want to hasn't been dampened at all by not playing as much as I know he wants to play. But still yet, I feel confident that if his number's called, he'll be prepared to deliver because he prepares hard every day.
Coach, appreciate your time today.
Okay,
Gotta
thank
let
you, guys.
go. Good luck.